Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. 4 babies in the backseat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Good morning, everyone. That is a great song to line dance to. Great song to line dance to. This is Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. I am so glad you could join me this Thursday morning, April 25th. Wow, the month has just flown by. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our goal is to help you change your financial destiny by teaching you how to currency trade using our simple but highly accurate proprietary indicators. We've been doing this for 15 years now. Indicators have been around for a quarter of a century. In this session, I want to show you one of the dozen different trade strategies that we have that I principally trade with. But when we train you, we will customize a trade plan based around your availability to trade and your risk preferences. And we're so confident how well things work that once we've trained you, we'll let you trade with our money and split what you make. So it's a win-win for everybody. So with that, let's just jump right in. We first need to listen to this guy and we'll get going.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about the program is it's not a traditional class in the sense that you take the class, you take the information, and then go off and do your own thing. When we work with you for a year, the first year, and actually we will continue to work with you, but it's a long-term commitment. We have classes, we've got videos, we've got group webinars, but what differentiates us is the personalized one-on-one service plus the commitment to being your guide, accountability partner, and we step in because we've got it set up that you're trading our money. If you start to go off course, we step in and try to figure out what you're doing wrong and give you some guidance on correction so that you don't lose the money. One of the other things that we do to, one, demonstrate how well the indicators work, and two, as instructional purposes, is we do these live trades. And I do 3 of them a week, Monday afternoon at 3:30 and Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30. And then every afternoon at around 4:15, I send out a trade setup. It's one of our simpler trades, but yet it's highly, highly accurate. Include a little video so that you can see how I figured it out. If you took last night's trade, both of them closed profitably. But when you become a regular member, every morning we do a live trade at 10 a.m. Most evenings we do a live trade at 10 p.m. We also do trades at on some nights at 6. And again, it's about training. Last night, there was an advanced training meeting for members. Every Saturday morning, back to the basics. So we're constantly reviewing. We're constantly there. We're there to give instruction and to answer questions. So with that, I like to work off of a little checklist that helps helps keep me focused so that I don't forget anything. And checklists have been research proven to improve performance, especially if you're a doctor. Every day, good habit, restart the green chart. Clears out the memory. I find sometimes if I leave my system on for an extended period of time, it slows down, not just the charts, but everything. So although I do the charts every morning, I do, every 3 or 4 days, I shut the computer down and restart it to keep it going quickly. Good habit is the review of, at the end of the day, it's good to kind of think about what you've done during the day and areas you could improve. That's just a habit for living. But with respect to trading, it's essential that you take a look at the trades that didn't go your way and figure out why. On Tuesday morning, we took a trade. That kind of stopped out within that first hour on the pound NZD. So I want to take a minute this morning and go back and practice what I preach here. How do we miss on this trade? What was wrong with the signal? And what we'll find is that we made a stupid mistake. So I'm going to go back. And how I know it's a stupid mistake is I hadn't changed this chart. But if you take a look at the symbol was Euro NZD. And we took the trade on the pound NZD. And the pound NZD was the trade that we looked at directly in front of the Euro NZD. Let's see here. And the pound NZD. So anyways, we took the wrong trade. So let's go back just real quick and look at the chart. So with our simulator, 4/23/24, which was Tuesday, right before 7 o'clock, we took that trade. So here's the signal we were looking at. Overbought, everybody's going down. We got the double cross, green lines entered the channel. We've got like a kink in the line where we're going from less steep to more steep. So I like everything here. 2 orange lines going down, supporting the sell signal, dotted blue going up. So 3 of the 4 here. We've got up pressure. That's actually sideways pressure because the green line is horizontal, with the red line on top. So that's a point. On our confirmation, we're looking for the 2 and the 4 hour to be overbought. Lines don't necessarily have to be going down. Overbought. So we've got the confirmation here. Then our issue is, what's the trade worth? And to figure out what the trade was worth. So I liked everything I was seeing there. We opened up a clean chart. And on the clean chart, we dropped in support and resistance. So here's our resistance. Here's our support. This is a trade where we need to figure out what the trade is worth. Because we're trading on a 1 hour chart, I am going to trade within this support and resistance band. On that day, there was kind of a big up move. So we dropped in a Fibonacci to see where the stopping points were, and the usual stopping points on a retracement off of a big move like this is going to be at 38%. And you can see it stopped right at 38%. And then the next one is at 61%, which it stopped at 61%. So we were right there when it stopped. And then the question was, can we get the rest of that move? And we had, 12 pips going down till we hit this line. So because this was kind of a sideways move, we took 10 pips. And you see, if we had we would have gotten that 10 pips. We would have gotten that 10 pips on the next hour. So our mistake was we were looking at the pound New Zealand dollar right before this one. And when I went to enter the trade, I entered pound New Zealand versus euro New Zealand. So I took the trade on the wrong pair. So lesson is make sure you're taking it on the right pair. And usually what I do when I am taking the trade, when I pull the, when I take my MetaTrader, I'll have both on the screen. So I am looking at the chart as I'm taking the trade so that there's no mistake. But in this case, you know, when I'm sitting here, I write it down I write down the pairs that we're looking at. And when I look down, you know, since I'm focused on talking to you, I wasn't paying close enough attention. So I took it on the wrong pair. So the signal was good. Our analysis was good. We would have gotten the trade on that next hour or 2 hours. We would have gotten that trade. But we just took it on the wrong pair. Oops. So let's keep going with our checklist here. So I find that very helpful to go back through and know, because these indicators are great. They are very, very predictive. In fact, I'm kind of surprised at how predictive they are. But they are. So once you know how to use them, they work. We are technical traders. We are trading based on the price action. But news does impact currency prices, and some people do trade on the news. We don't. But we want to know what that news is so we can trade around it. And the best place to get that news is Forex Factory. Forex Factory breaks news down into 3 components. Yellow, which is low impact. We tend to ignore those. Orange, which is medium impact. I ignore those, but some people pay attention to them. And red, which is high impact. These are things that are that have the chance to move the market. And this morning at 8:30, we've got the GDP, gross domestic product numbers coming out, and unemployment claims coming out. So this morning, usually I like to stay away 2 hours beforehand because I don't want to get caught holding a trade when the news comes out, and then, you know, just being at the mercy of whatever the news is. So we're not going to take a trade on the USD. I guess the other thing to notice is that it is a bank holiday in Italy. Bank holiday in Italy. Italy is a small part of the European Union, but usually on days when there's bank holidays, that significantly reduces the trading volume, and we don't want to trade that pair. Now, if we had more than Italy here, we might not trade the euro, but I don't know that Italy is big enough to impact the euro per se. And then there's some more news at 10 a.m. On the USD, and then this stuff on the yen. Right now it's nighttime in the yen, so this won't impact till tonight. Or maybe it will. Actually, let me step back. It is. Well, this is in our time, so it's going to be tonight. So we don't need to worry about that. So with that, let's jump into it. The analysis I'm going to use, as I said, we've got a dozen different signals, but my preferred signal during the day is the 10-point trade signal. And I like to take it off of a 1-hour chart. You can take it off of any time frame. And you'll sometimes see that as we're doing our 1-hour analysis, we'll see a good setup on the 2-hour analysis. And that just gives me confirmation that the 1-hour chart, you know, it's just going to take a little longer to happen. On a 1-hour chart, it's going to take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours for the trade to close. Typically, the support and resistance is about 40 pips. So a trade on the 1 hour chart is going to be worth anywhere from 5 to 35 pips, depending on where we are in the channel. And basically, this trade, there's 3 sections of the chart, and we're trying to get all 3 sections to be pointing in the same way. When they're pointing in the same way, we've got a good trade set up. Now, this trade focuses more on the direction of the move versus getting a good entry point. Some trades focus on, getting the right entry. Other trades, like this one, focus on let's just get the direction of the move right. So with that, let's jump in and see what we've got. And the chart we're going to trade off of is the light 6 major. It is a composite chart. It's showing us 6 different currency pairs. In this case, they're all U.S. pairs. Even though we're not going to trade the dollar this morning, I still want to go through it because part of what I want to show you this morning is how to identify a good trade. So if we see a good trade, you'll know what we're looking for, even though we're not going to trade it this morning. So I start with the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. The majors and minors. So this red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray line is the minor indicator. Horizontal blue line is the overbought line. So I am looking for situations where we are overbought and the lines are coming down like they are here. And specifically, the line's coming down, and we've got what I call the double cross, where the black line is over the gray line and the red line is over the green line. When the lines are down here below the red line, that's the oversold line. That's a good time to buy, and I'm looking for just the opposite. So here we have kind of a setup. A couple things I don't like about it. So we have 3 points, but the 2 things I don't like about it are, 1, I don't like the slope of the green line. I usually like this to be greater than 45 degrees. It is a little bit less than 45 degrees, and I prefer the green line to be closer to entering the channel. And reason being is that when you're way up here, you see what happened? It looks like it's coming down. We didn't get the double cross here, but it's hung out up here for 3 hours, 4 hours, and even though we're overbought, there was still quite a bit more up in that move. So can you take a buy when we're overbought? Yes, you can. And here you would have got 16 pips out of that. That's not part of my trade strategy, but certain times this might be a good trade for somebody. So I don't like this. If I don't like it, I don't need to go on and look at the other stuff. Overbought, everybody's coming down. I've got the double cross, red's on top, black's on top. The slope here is okay. This is great. This is a little bit better than 45 degrees. 2 orange lines going down. So if I have what I want here, my only hesitancy here is, again, the green line. There's a little bit of a gap, not as much as this one. So this one is getting close to being acceptable. But again, I really prefer it to be entering the channel versus kind of up here. And as we're talking, it's kind of going up and down where it's vacillating at that 45 degree mark. 2 orange lines going down, thick blue going up. So I've got 3 of the 4 here. I've got up pressure, but red on top. So theoretically, I've got 7 points that I want. When I have the 7 points, I would then go to a full chart and take a look at what's going on with the 2 hour and the 4 hour to confirm. And I want both to be overbought, and both are overbought. Now, one thing, again, that scares me off is I like it when the lines come down, they hit, and they turn and go back up. Here, the lines have gone up, and they've hung out here for a long time. Hung up here for a long time. So I'm not crazy about that. So I have the confirmation. Then the question would be, what's the trade worth? And to figure out what the trade is worth, I would then go to a clear chart and take a look at what the trend is. So we're trading into a buy trend, looking to take a sell trade. So in a buy trend, looking to take a sell trade, I'm going to take less pips than I might take if we were taking a buy, taking a sell into a sell trend. Now, the other thing we've got here is we're sitting on a resistance line. So I don't want to trade. I want to trade when we're in this channel, not when we're sitting on this line. So this would be a killer. This would be a reason why I wouldn't take a trade, even though I have the signal. I wanted to trade through this. And you can see it's bouncing on here. See how it bounces here, bounces here. Since I want to get in and get out quickly, I want to avoid the bouncing. I want it to be in the middle here somewhere. So that is a trade we would pass on. Pound USD overbought. Everybody's coming down. We've just about got 45 degrees, but we've got this big gap here. And basically, here we got all four up pressure with red on top. So we're not going to take it. I'm just going to kind of go through these. This is a pretty good signal. Oversold. Both the majors and minors going up. A good slope on the green line. Green line is just about to enter the channel. All four up here. Down pressure with green on top. And the lines are diverging. So of the signals we're seeing, this one I like the best so far on dollar Swiss franc, but we're not going to take it because we've got that news item coming up. This is even better. Oversold, everybody's coming up. Double cross. Better. This steepness is better than this steepness. Plus, it's got the kink in the line where it's going from less steep to more steep. So I like this. 3 of the 4. Down pressure, green on top, and the green just crossed over. Usually when the green crosses over the red, you're going to have a green candle, which we do have. So of all of these, this is a nice signal. This is what I'm looking for. Dollar yen oversold going down. So this is not a trade I would take. I've cloned this chart, and I've got non-USD pairs. So let's see. Here's where we'll see if we find an opportunity to take a trade. Euro pound oversold. Everybody's going up. Double cross. Green line is just about to enter the channel. So we've got the 3 points here. I don't like that we have this kink in a line. We're going from more steep to less steep. I've got all 4 here, and I got the red crossing over. Let me grab a piece of paper here. So we've got all the elements of the signal here, but I am going to I want to keep looking because we're starting to run out of time here. Spend too much time explaining the other thing. I want to see if we've got a better signal before I do my confirmation, but this kink in the line bothers me. AUD, JPY, this is a nice signal. Overbought, everybody coming down, double cross, very close to entering the channel. Problem is time of day. On a 1-hour chart, I want one of these to be current time, and it is evening in both Australia and Japan. And I want it to be active trading, because the active trading is going to allow that move that we're seeing by the indicator happen. When it's not active trading, it's going to take longer to happen. So because of the time of day on a 1-hour chart, I'm not going to take this trade. Now, if I were trading off of a day chart and I saw this, yeah, this is a good signal. Euro Canadian reaching overbought. Australian New Zealand reaching overbought. Pound yen. Ooh. Overbought. Everybody's going down. Double cross. great steepness on the green line. We're going, we've got a kink in the line where it's going from less steep to more steep. Green line's just entering the channel. I really like this. This is a nice setup. 2 orange lines going down, 2 blue lines going up. Blue lines are inversely related, so when blue goes up, that means sell. And up pressure with red on top, and the green line is diverging. It's moving away from the red line. So I love this. This is an awesome setup here. So let's do our confirmation. Our confirmation is to look at the 2 and the 4 hour. And basically what I want is it to be overbought. The line doesn't need to be going down. I just want the majors to be overbought. They're overbought on both. In fact, this by itself is a good signal, and this is a good signal. In fact, 2 orange lines going down, dotted blue going out, red. So this by itself is a good signal. So I've got the confirmation. The question is, what's the trade worth? So now we're going to look at our support and resistance, and let's take a look. And the pound yen is, well, actually, let's squish it up. Well, we don't need to squish it up. It hasn't traded up here in a very long time. That's why there's no support resistance lines. So we're going to add some support and resistance real quick. So it seems to have stopped here. Now, I don't like this because we don't have a good spot to, don't have what appears to be a good spot to traded way up here. No. Normally I squish the chart up to try to figure out where things are, but just knowing that this is like a high within the last 6 months. So I'm gonna just drop one here for now. Like, this isn't a good, like, I'm not crazy about this line. I don't have confidence in it, but I'm just gonna put one here. I don't know if you could argue that there's one here too. Normally I like this to be on the, I like the candle to have closed on this side of the line. Like this line I'm not that sure about is the issue. Because we don't have any other data points to connect it to. So we're just doing it off of one spot. So let's assume this is the line here. So we've got 40 pips. 40 pips. How much to here? So I like to look at where it's traded at relatively. So 16 pips to there. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a sell on the pound yen for 16 pips. A sell on the pound yen for 16 pips. So you can open up your simulator. If you're trading with MetaTrader 4, open up your MetaTrader 4. Go to the pound yen. If you don't have that tab open, you'd go to File, New Chart, and then it's going to be in this third grouping here, the pound yen. So you would find it, open it up. We're going to go to New Order, and this is a demo account. It's got 11,500 in it. I am going to a New Order. I can take a lot size. The ideal lot size is just by moving the decimal place over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'd be 1.15 or 1.16. I can take anywhere from half of that to double it. I am going to double it since this is the only trade we're going to be taking this morning. So I'm going to take a trade for 2.3 is my lot size. market execution, sell, records the trade. I am going to right click, go to modify, and we are going to take 16 pips. 16 pips is 160 points. I just add an extra 0. I'm going to do 3 times that. So 3 times 15 is 45. Add another 30 to it, so 48. So 48, 0, and then I click this little button here, and it does the math for me. And then I click modify, and it drops my support and resistance in there. And I'd like to see that I see my support and resistance. I like the idea that my stop loss is above where it's traded at. And I will expect this to close within the next 3 hours. So we took a sell on the Great Britain pound, GBP, JPY, with a take profit of 194,382. That's 194,382, and a stop loss of 195,022. Stop loss of 195.022. Thank you for joining me. If you want to learn to trade, if you want to learn to do anything, the best way, I don't know if any of you guys read self-help books, but when you're reading those self-help books, the purpose is you're trying to get better at something, and you're going to someone who kind of is an expert at it for them to give you the information they have on how to do it better. You want to learn to trade, find somebody who's good at it. We are, and then get them to teach you. Even though we charge you, it's a great value because we figured out the mistakes. We know what to do, and we're kind of guaranteeing you because we're letting you trade with our money. So we're very, very confident that we can teach you to do this. Have a fabulous weekend, and we will see you again. I'll see you again this afternoon when I send out this afternoon's trade, and then we'll get together again on Monday afternoon. Next week, I've got the son graduating university, so I'll be around Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday through the rest of the week, I'll be going out to the graduation. So I probably will not be sending out trades Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we won't have a session next Thursday, and I won't be sending out overnight trades those days because I'll be off having fun. And that's one of the great things about learning to trade. You've got the availability to do what you want when you want. That's one of the things I love. So, okay, gang, thanks so much, and we will see you. We'll see you this afternoon. Bye-bye.